found a way to win, plus found 2 clearances when you needed them.
Yeah, that's what you have to do sometimes. As I said walking over you, sometimes you can play well and not get the points, and sometimes you can, be outplayed around the ball and find a way to get the points, which that's what a footy AFL season does to you. You just got to find a way sometimes, and to our boys' credit, they actually found a way in the last quarter.
Well, the midfield group, if they told you just how tough it was to just find their way through?
Yeah, well, I thought it was a great challenge for them because we have great respect for Fremantle. Josh knows their midfield group really well, and they're a really talented group of players, and we rate them enormously, and they've always caused us some grief around the ball, and our boys again tonight, they caused us some grief around the ball. We had to win it differently, and I think that shows a fair bit of maturity too, though, that you actually have to win it differently, and you can't always get it on your terms.
So what sort of adjustments were they dealing with?
Well, the adjustments we had to deal with was probably just accept taking the ball forward a little bit more than we were early in the game, and because they were able to outplay us around that contest ball that was bouncing around a little bit. They seemed to find a lot more of the wins in those balls than we were able to find, so we just had to adjust to that and accept it being a bit gritty.
Movement forward, you play into inside 50, were you comfortable with how that played out?
We didn't get many choices with some of the movement. I think their defensive team, their group play really strong defensive football, and they don't give you many options, and they've been as tough as anyone that we've played against this year as far as holding you up and slowing you up, so credit to Fremantle.
No, it's only early, Ken, but what can a win do that in terms of building the season, not just for the premiership?
Yeah, no, that's what
sport.
happens. That's what happens at the end. You add them up. You don't add them up by whether they're pretty or ugly. You add them up, and at the end of the year, you just need to keep adding them up. And as I said, we probably feel somewhat like we're level with the ledger on performance at the moment.
How do you assess the rucks? Like Soldo sort of dominated
areas.
Yeah.
That's what's interesting, because Fremantle's ability to swoop and clean up the ball on the floor was better than ours tonight, or their method was better than ours tonight. So our boys got lots to learn. They're still really young around the footy, and Ollie was first game back too, so it certainly won't hurt Ollie to get a run under his belt, even though he's only missed a week. This game's pretty hard to play when you've had any time off. So the ruck dominance, we've dealt with that for quite a period of time. To be fair, we've dealt with it on the other side, and tonight we had ruck dominance, but we didn't quite get what we wanted in results.
How were the nerves laid? A couple out on the falls?
Yeah, they were okay, to be honest. When you've done it for a long time, you just kind of half expect it. And look, we do our scenario training through the week coming up against Fremantle. We practice the close finish, because we know the close finish is more often than not going to happen against Fremantle. We've seen them play that way all year, and I'm glad we practiced it for a little bit, because we didn't get it perfect, but we got a lot of things right in that last bit.
A couple of you guys who had quieter nights happen to be the two that kicked those late goals. What does that sort of say to improve the game?
One of my players always says the game's about moments, and tonight was so accurate about moments. It was for individuals. It was about moments. You didn't have every part of the game, or every moment in the game wasn't perfect for you, but when we really needed you, we had a couple of individuals have big moments, and we'll all sit back and remember the Dixon mark and the Horn Francis mark and goal, and those things. Butters last quarter. So we'll sit back and remember those moments, and some of the boys behind the ball. Lockie Jones had some big moments tonight for us when we needed him. Just run down tackles and stuff like that.
What did you make of the Dixon-Pearce battle in general? I think he said on the telly afterwards that he felt he was beaten, but obviously came up late.
Pearce has had a great year already. He's been the best tall-back in the game in the first 5 rounds, and Charlie played on him in the pre-season, so he's had 2 goes at him. It's been pretty unfair to get a guy in as good a form as that, but I think we respect the way he plays, but also, as I said, Charlie had a really big moment in the last quarter. Pearce, had his measure probably throughout the day, there's no doubt about that, but I'm glad he had that moment.
You've had a few robust conversations with him, I'm sure, over your journey. What were you saying to him at quarter time, TV cameras?
Yeah, I'll tell you exactly what we were talking around. You might be surprised. Charlie thinks he gets a tough run when it comes to a contest free. He's always in a contest. He's big. He's 200. He's 110, 112 kilos. And he does find it difficult to get a clear run at the ball because of his size. And I understand his frustrations and I support him around those frustrations. That's what I said to him at quarter time. So, mate, we know this is what happens. We know you don't get many opportunities given to you. You just got to keep turning up. And he says to me all the time, I sign up for it. That's what I play and that's what I do. I just told him again at quarter time, mate, that's what you sign up for. It's not easy being big and strong because everyone expects you to be able to carry the weight of the world. And I think he gets treated poorly sometimes in those contests.
How's he feeling post-game? He had a bit of an ankle.
Charlie?
Yep.
Yeah, he's probably wounded and sore and taken care of. We'll be really careful how we look after Charlie this year.
Is that part of the reason why we're getting a bit Wines, Ollie rucking a bit tonight to protect him a little bit more while Jez is out?
Yeah, 100%. That's the reason why we know Charlie, he's got a limited amount of minutes that we can expect to maximise out of him this year, and I'm going to be really careful with how we look after him.
It's new at the back half. Are you seeing that set of combinations working in defence, we know?
Yeah, well, the game tonight, they defended really well, but we help them a fair bit because we give them low numbers of entries more often than not to have to deal with, but I'm really liking what that's looking like at the moment down there. I thought, as I said, I thought Jones and I thought Bergman and a couple of people, young people, Farrell, the big boys just really help you look solid behind the ball. And, sometimes you intimidate the opposition by the size that's in front of them, and that can slow them down. And I think, we haven't had that in my time. We've finally got a bit of that helps us slow them down.
Expect Boat back next week?
Yeah, we do. We do expect Trav to be available next week. But again, if he's not, we'll manage him well and look after him well. But it's nice to be able to have him available if he is, to bring him back into the team.
That's obviously a massive test on not giving you much time to enjoy this one before I ask you.
Reigning premiers at the MCG in front of
yeah.
about 70,000 Magpie supporters. It'd be good. Look forward to it. Looks like fun at the moment. Playing against good teams at the MCG, we love the opportunity to go there, and we take the challenge on head first.
Just to go back to Dixon and the frustrations of him not getting opportunities, inverted commas, do you take that further, or have you found that's just a brick wall?
I only have a certain amount of minutes in my week, and I can't waste many.
Because it's just a brick wall?
I can't waste many. That's all. I've got to move on, and the game's hard. You just got to play. That's all we do. All good?
Thanks, Ken.
Thank you.